Oh, hi! Welcome to the Wrestling Show, emulating live from the epicenter of awesomeness here in Tampa, Florida. Today, that's right, for the first time in 8 months, I'm going to do no, that's not a typo in the title. I'm going to do a Q&O. I was going to do a Q&A, but as I looked through my questions, a lot of them didn't have definitive answers. They were more of my opinions, or I couldn't really give a good answer because I didn't know, enough about maybe the given promotion or the given wrestler. So I'm going to do a Q&O, question and opinion. So here we go. Basically the same questions that a lot of other people get, but with, well, you guys know my style. So let's get this underway. First question is, what do I do in my spare time? Well, I'll show you some of the things. Okay, and right here's my Jeep. And as you can see, I like fishing. Yeah, my Jeep's a little messy right now, but for some reason I got my nuts in the back seat. Still got my Hawaiian license plate from when I was stationed in Hawaii in the Navy. Got tools to, fiddle with my Jeep and what. There's my puppy dog. What? And there's my book collection. Not very big at all. Usually I go to the library. Yeah, from the titles they all look like anti-religious, anarchy books or whatever, but I like reading, politics, religion, different subjects. I'm actually somewhat Catholic and a Republican, but I try to keep an open mind, hence by the Michael Savage book. I don't know what you guys think of Michael Savage, but hey, the fact that he makes fun of Bush and Obama is pretty cool. I mean, his other views are kind of crazy, but what you gonna do? Anyway, back to the questions. Okay, next question. Basically it asks, do I foresee any new stable, kind of like a DX and NWO evolution, Four Horsemen kind of thing? Not really in the future. I mean, I like the Hart Foundation so far. They could add another member. They definitely have the pedigree and the inside scoop, because the family history, they have the tools perhaps. I haven't really seen any of them on the mic, but we'll see how that goes. The Global Elite or whatever, that seems kind of like a mishmash of wrestlers, but I don't know, it could work out. It's kind of, not to seem all marky, but it's all a bunch of stereotypes. Hey, I'm Japanese, hey, I'm British, hey, I'm Canadian, we hate America, and kind of the stereotypical, but all the federations, most of them, I'll say, do the thing where, hey, we got a Canadian wrestler, so he obviously hates, America. That's his gimmick. But it could work, and I know people didn't really like the Eric Young thing, but I guess he's serious now, and he made some points. He's not a joke. He's kind of pulling out of the Chris Jericho playbook, obviously. He's not as successful, but I like Eric Young. We shouldn't shite on Global Elite yet. But I have a little dream stable. Now, this isn't serious, but I tell you, they would be successful. Zack Ryder, Rob Conway, and Buff Bagwell. I'm not sure if Buff Bagwell can wrestle anymore. Just get him in the ring anyway. I mean, they put in Kevin Nash, and that dude can barely walk. So, yeah, call it Simply Ridiculous. You can kind of mishmash all their themes together. It would be like, it would start off, woo, woo, woo. And then Rob Conway's music would step in with the little pianos, and it would be like, just look at me. And, Buff Bagwell's, whatever he says, I'm Buff. And so, you can mix those themes together, kind of get a remix techno thing. My camera just glitched, so sorry about that. So, yeah, maybe a stable won't come from a major company. It will come from an independent, and they'll kind of move, kind of like the Von Erichs kind of did. They started, you know, locally, and they kind of more became a national / international little thing. Or the Funk Brothers, etc. I don't want to sound too marky like I know anything. Because guys, oh, that's actually the next question, so I don't have to rant. Basically, it's asking, so, like, what are your thoughts on the IWC, you know, blah blah rivalries? I don't know, it's a whole 2 paragraphs. I don't feel like reading it. Sorry, person who wrote the question. Well, let me just say this. Just because you watch wrestling for 20 years or 30 years, or heck, you know what? I watch a Pro Wrestling Guerrilla DVD. Or, you know, hold on a second. Or I read PWI, you know? I'm obviously an expert. I know everything. You know, I mean, sure, you might know more history, and even, you know, unless you're actually a professional wrestler, I don't see how you can say you know the business. Oh, sure, you can see trends, and I'm not trying to get confrontation. I'm just trying to look at both sides, you know. You know, I don't want to do political videos about the IWC. Just want to maybe throw something else out there for people to argue and discuss about. Just hopefully not on this channel. But, yeah. You know, because if you said that, kind of that thought process in the NBA, you know, hey, I've been watching basketball for 15 years, you know, and I collect the DVDs and the cards and whatnot. You can't be like, oh, well, then that qualifies me to be a coach, you know. As far as wrestling, I think even if you were an actual wrestler, you probably don't know all the inner workings, you know. Vince McMahon probably doesn't even know all the factors in wrestling. It's sometimes evident by his shows, but yeah, the business itself is not just the wrestlers or just the bookers. You know, it's the fans too. You combine all 3 elements and outside insert. Man, I'm screwing up today. Outside sources, you know, what's popular in pop culture and etc. So, yeah, I'm not knocking anybody that's watching for a long time or knocking anybody that's watched for a short time. But, and yes, it does help. But, you know, you can watch all your DVDs and your years of experience, but usually that does not make you better than one person or another. Because most of these videos on the IWC are opinion or just stating facts that's already happened, you know, like history, like, you know, Bret Hart is a former WWF champion, you know, that's a fact. But as far as when we start doing predictions and stuff, speculation, we're all on an even playing field there. I don't know. That's my first attempt at something somewhat coherent and intelligent. So, kind of stepped out of my boundaries there. So